Welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 10, this is episode 9. Today we're going to be base building, and I'm incredibly excited for it. As much as I've very much enjoyed having this bulbous creation be my home, I've been seeing all of the cool builds pop up on the server, and I've wanted to join in. Thanks to OprahGX for sponsoring this video, by the way, more on that later. The problem is, when it comes to the base building stuff, I don't really have a plan at this point in time. I mean, I have an idea in my head, but I don't have anything concrete yet. So I thought instead of hopping into a creative testing world and doing block palettes and structuring things out, I would open Procreate and try and paint some concept art. This is going to be interesting. Mainly because, you know, I'm not an artist. This is not something that I do that frequently. But my thought process was that when you do things in a creative mode testing world, you can often get into the weeds of block palettes and you want to get the structures right, and then you end up actually just building everything in the creative mode testing world, which doesn't really give you much freedom to play in survival mode and work things out when you're actually on the server. Everything's kind of already been worked out ahead of time, so then when you're actually playing on the server, you're just copying. Whereas when it comes to concept art, there's tons of freedom in there. All of it is suggestions. I mean, it's not even really mapped to the landscape correctly. This is just the vibe that I want to create, and hopefully I can achieve it in Minecraft. So this is my early stage base plans. All of these shops right here are going to be areas for my storage system. So my storage system is going to run throughout all of these shops. So when I need specific resources, I go into that specific area. The thought process here is that you spend most of your time in Minecraft in your storage system. It's kind of the heart of your base. So I thought I would vary up my storage system and make it interesting to walk through. Now, there probably will be a big structure on top of the mountain, but that is for later on in the server. Currently, this is my goal. So I should probably start working on it. The first thing that has to be done is gather resources. I think the first platform for all of our shops is going to kind of pop out here and then wrap around this edge of the mountain and probably end somewhere over there, which I think we can all agree is quite a large amount of terraforming that needs to be done there. So we're going to need loads of stone, loads of dirt, and loads of those pretty terraforming blocks. Oh dear, my neighbor hasn't done any terraforming yet, so I don't know what the pretty terraforming blocks are. I guess I'm going to have to work this one out for myself. For the time being, I'm just going to focus on getting the actual macro structure in place, like the form, the shape that is going to be, and then I can worry about detailing a little bit later on. I think in terms of detail, I'm going to mix up some of the new packed mud blocks, a little bit of granite and things for the pathway, and then I'm going to play around with dripstone, stone, all the different stone textures, and then bushes and leaves and things cascading down from the edges. This sounds good. I guess we're about to find out if it actually looks good. These are all the bits and bobs that I have collected. One thing that I painfully realized as I was doing this is that I currently don't have silk touch on my pickaxe, so I'm now going to have to smelt up all of this cobblestone. And to be honest, I'm not even sure I've got that much coal. Yeah, I have less than a stack. And I just built a pillar of shame. This is all embarrassing. Okay, well, as we wait for these things to smelt, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, and that is OprahGX. We all know that I'm a pro gamer. It's clear from my high-end gaming PC, my incredible hand dexterity, and my unbelievable gamer trash talk. Listen here, team, I am not chuffed with our performance. That was naff. George, especially, you were pants. That's why I use OprahGX as my web browser. The main thing I love is the GX control panel, which allows me to see how power hungry my browsing habits are. For example, running 10 tabs of Hermitcraft at the same time uses this much RAM, and it sounds like this. On the topic of sound, here is some OprahGX ASMR. You can also have background music playing which reacts to what you're doing, which is incredibly satisfying. It makes even the most basic of online tasks feel like a quest. Customization is the name of the game with OprahGX. You can change your themes, you can change your colors, your sounds, you can change your wallpapers, you can download mods, and all of this stuff is available from the GX store. My current setup is the Minecraft Cherry Grove mod with everything selected apart from the theme. The theme I went for cozy as I prefer those tones. Another personal favorite of mine is the Dog Cafe wallpaper. It also has an AI chat function that you can use to ask important questions. For example, who is the best Minecraft Redstone YouTuber? It comes out with an answer. It happens to be me. And the AI said it, so it must be right. All in all, it's a great setup that runs quick, it's incredibly customizable, it's just better than the other options out there. So head over to oprahgx.gg/mumbo jumbo. That is oprahgx.gg/mumbo jumbo. get it installed, and thanks again to Oprah GX for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the building. The main thing that I have to be aware of is the size of the database. So this thing is, well, that is 6 blocks, 7 blocks, 8 blocks. Whoa. 13 blocks? 13 blocks tall. Okay, that's quite big. I'm gonna need more resources, but I'm not gonna bore you with that. The main thing I need is tough blocks. Okay, I'd say that's enough tough. Now I'm fed up of smelting, so I'm going to buy myself some Silk Touch. I would like 1 latte, please. I must say, this is a fairly confusing store, but it has cats, so that's fine. I am officially in business, and I am now officially filled up with stone, so now we can officially start building. Okay, now it's officially official because it has a title card. I'm unbelievably nervous. The build has begun. The first blocks are always the scariest ones to place, and I'm already going miles wrong. This kind of needs to follow the curve of the mountain, whilst also giving us enough space to actually build things up. Okay, yeah, good start. If you're wondering why I'm using cobblestone, it's because of those pesky gradients. That is why I went out and gathered more resources, because I realized that this wall was actually quite tall, and it would need a slightly larger gradient than I expected. So we're going to go from cobblestone through to a tough, and then through to a little bit of stone bricks and things before moving on to stone. I laid it out, and I don't think I quite like the end bit. I think it tailed off too much. I actually want the end to be quite abrupt. I actually might make it pop out a tiny bit more and then drop back in. I mean, this is kind of confusing. Put it this way, I want it to look deliberate. I want it to look like this is an actual design choice. It hasn't just trailed off. And I think that does the trick. Yeah, so if we imagine that up there, kind of working its way along. Somewhere about here, we've got our database, then we've got all sorts of different tunnels, and potentially even storage system shops down at the bottom as well. And then all of this space is just covered in custom trees and all sorts of different water areas and grass. I want it to look incredibly naturey. I'm going to do the poor man's elytra and just stand on top of that hill. Okay, now that I'm up at the top, I think it could do with continuing along a little bit further and then kind of hooking round almost about here, so it finishes off about there. There's absolutely nothing worse than starting off a gradient with cobblestone, because once you get it to 3 blocks high, it just looks so 2012. I can't help but feel nervous when it's in this stage. Have I got it right? I mean, I guess that doesn't look too bad now that it's going all the way around. I've just thought I probably should add some variance to the wall, actually. The fact that it's a completely flat wall probably isn't helping the situation either. Yes, this is making such a big difference. It looks totally different now that there is some texture and things in here. That was probably the worst example, as I just showed you a part of the wall that absolutely hasn't been textured yet. Poor man's elytra time. And yes. Look at that. That is actually really quite cool. Yeah, that is a much better shape, and also the texture is doing the work here. It is remarkable how much of a difference that has made. That is crazy. Now I'm going to dot little bits of tough throughout it, and that will hopefully ease the transition into the tough layer. Okay, here comes the first draft of tough. And I'm trying my best to lean it back ever so slightly from the cobblestone, because I kind of want our wall to be concaved. I think that's the right word. It's been a while since I did any form of education. So I want it to scoop in and then pop back out so that the grass and all of the greenery up at the top can overhang and hang down. We have done the full loop. Well, I guess it's not a loop, like half loop, quarter loop. A quarter of a loop is just an L, and this is an L shape. What am I talking about? Oh, it looks good though. It looks good. I can't say anything that begins with an L now. No, but seriously, this is really, really nice. How high are we up to now? We're up to 6 blocks. So this is half of our wall. This is really good. This is good. I've surprised myself. Okay, the honeymoon period is now worn off a little bit. I've started adding in some andesite and bits. And look, I don't know how this has happened. Tough is definitely darker than cobblestone, isn't it? Like, if I was to make a gradient, I've gone from light to a little bit darker to lighter. I could cry. How has this happened? How has this happened? Seriously, how did I not notice this as I was building it? Like, it's so obviously darker. It's annoying because it actually did kind of look cool again until I started adding in the lighter blocks, and then that brought it home. I guess before I did that, it was still a gradient. It's just, it was the wrong way around. This is going to be a painful process. And I'm sure many people were shouting about it down in the comment section. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to read those. Right, so I've swapped out all of our cobblestone for tuff, and it looks awful. Now I need to swap half of our tuff for cobblestone, and hopefully it will look better, which it does. However, controversially, I'd actually say my original setup did look nicer, but I think that's all about to change once we get all of the andesite in, because already this looks quite good. I really like the little polished bits. They're so nice, and they're continuing to look nice all the way around. Okay, I am very, very happy that I decided to flip around. There was like a brief moment in my head where I was like, maybe I just will leave it be cobblestone and tough, but then I don't know what I would have done from that point. This is good. This is really, really good. And we are up to around about 8 or 9 blocks tall now. And I think for my next stone layers and the stone brick layers, I'm going to make sure that I actually keep it quite vertical, because right now it's still leaning back. I want these next few to be pretty straight up, if not overhanging. Oh, I'm only halfway done and already this is looking great. I'm actually having so much fun. This has never really happened before. I've never found terraforming fun. I've always found it terrifying. That was a funny joke, wasn't it? But this is cool. Okay, final layer. That is the smooth stone. And I've got to say, now that it's done, it's kind of the one that I'm the most nervous about. The problem is, smooth stone is such a flat texture that I'm not sure how well it works, but my goodness, it actually does look pretty good. I think we need to stretch a little bit of the stone bricks up into the smooth stone. These are a little bit blank, but remember, we're also going to have the dirt overhanging and the vines and things. We have walled. I would say this is a successful wall. Honestly, I never thought I could be so satisfied just building something so simple, but this has been so much fun. Cool. I'm chuffed to bits with this. So if you take a look back at my poorly drawn concept art here, we've got the layer with the shops on top of it. That's what we're currently working on. Then I think in the foreground, what I really want to have is almost like a paradise. I want it to be really, really green and lovely. And I might even put some little bits and pieces in there, little builds and shops too. I want this area to feel really optimistic. That's the way that I would describe it. Just really, really happy. And if I'm looking way ahead, because of the way this kind of naturally forms to this, I kind of want the other side to almost go up in the opposite direction. I think that will look really pretty. And then already I'm forming ideas in my head about what's going to be going on top. But that's a long ways off. But now that we've spent some time doing serious building, let's go and wind iskall up. I really enjoyed my game of seeing how many blocks I could place on iskall's base without him noticing. And I want to do something in a similar vein. He always points out how much I move while I'm talking. I am, in general, quite a fidgety boy. So I want to see how long I can stand perfectly still without iskall noticing. This is the stupidest idea ever. As soon as I've vocalized it, I've realized how silly it is. So my plan of action is I'm going to try and convince him that we're going to go on a quest of some sort or some kind of journey, but just never move. My goal is 1 minute. I'm genuinely really quite nervous. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. It's good to see you. This place is looking really cool. I like your little helpers.
Oh yeah. The guy can burn diorite and stuff for you. They're great.
What? How does that work?
Would you like a demonstration?
Oh, please do. Yeah.
And this is not gonna get cut out.
No, not at all.
No. Okay. Okay. So all you gotta do is.
This guy's on fire.
It's fine. He can handle it. All you gotta do is set a fire and then throw the diorite on the floor, and then make him go there. Look.
That's really good. I really like your base, by the way. Your base is looking absolutely amazing. It's looking so cool.
Oh, thank you. I live it. I'm container life. # container life. This is it.
Oh no, I mean like all the stuff that you've built building as well behind me and everything like that. It looks really, really good.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been experimenting with colors of the morning.
Yeah, it looks so cool. It is really, really cool.
Why are you saying it like this?
No, I'm just saying it looks really, really cool.
Have you added blocks to it? Have you changed something up?
No.
You would not come over and just say this 5 times.
No, I just think it looks really good.
There's a moustache somewhere. What am I missing?
You're not missing anything. What am I missing? I don't know.
Wait, are you missing Oh, wait! Take your hat off.
What do you mean? Why would I take my hat off? I'm not missing it. What?
Oh, there's something I'm not getting, is it?
No, that's not.
Is it an Uno reverse card? I cut my hair when you weren't online, and then...
No, that's not. There's nothing.
Okay.
Nothing's going on.
I'm very suspicious of you.
Why
What's
are you suspicious?
going on?
What do you mean? Right, okay. No, I've come over here because I thought we could go out and go adventuring for something.
Okay.
I wanted to get a decorated pot, and I thought we could go out and go on an adventure. Do you want to go on an adventure?
To get a decorated pot?
Yeah, we could do some bits together.
Okay. Decorated pot bust.
Yep.
What am I missing? What's not making sense? You freaking me out, bro. You freaking me out. Something is wrong.
There's nothing wrong.
Do I have something on my face?
No, there's
Is this one of these things like we're in a restaurant and we're having a romantic date and I got like a spaghetti stuck up my nose and it's just like falling out? What's going on?
That was a very specific example there, Iskall. Has that happened before?
Just, no. Okay, so we're doing decorated pots.
Yeah, we can.
There's something I'm missing. You've done something outside.
I haven't done anything. In fact, I really haven't done anything. Not a single thing has been done.
Okay. Yeah, we can go and get decorated pots. Is it these, you mean?
Wait, you've already got them?
No, I got two. Two different ones.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could still go on the adventure.
We could, yeah, absolutely. Let me just cancel all my other plans today, and and yeah, we'll go get some shirts.
All right, well,
what's going on, man? Okay, let's go then. Come on, then. Oh, wait, are you gonna go by foot since you're not wearing an elytra?
Yeah, no, my elytra have run out of charge, and I still haven't got a mending book yet because I haven't managed to get a new one. So. Yeah, I'd have to go by foot if we were going, yeah.
Are you also doing this mending thing?
No, I'm just being lazy. Really lazy.
Oh, okay.
That's
fair enough.
I barely move. It's just yeah.
Do you want to borrow an elytra?
Do I want to borrow an elytra? I mean,
I did take 7. So
that is true. You did get a lot. You did get a lot. All right, yeah. See if you can. Okay, yeah, I can borrow one. That'd be lovely.
What is going on?
What do you mean? I don't understand why you're so nervous. You seem stressed. Oh, this is good.
No, I mean, yeah, you're just Yeah, I couldn't help to notice that you haven't moved your entire body once since you got here.
I've been moving around the whole time.
You really haven't, mate. You've been stood there with the particles around you. Just completely frozen.
That is weird. Hang on. I might have to relog because that might be a visual thing because I've been moving about. That genuinely might be a visual thing because I've been moving around.
Has this got to do with your freak show? That you're holding your keys wrongly? Are you playing with a joystick today? Is that it? Because that's not freakish enough.
It must have disconnected. Hang on. I got to fiddle with the wires a little bit.
Are we not going on an adventure?
Well, now you sound disappointed. No, I think you caught me out. No, I wanted to see because you always point out how much I move around when I'm talking, and you say I fidget. So I was like, I wonder how long I can stand still.
Okay. So here's the reality. I did think it was weird. I thought for sure that something is going on with your audio or like your new microphone. So you're probably sitting there adjusting it and you're trying to keep the conversation up. So I was like, okay, something is wrong. Let's not point it out. Let's just be professionals here.
That's really funny.
You started talking about my bass. I was like, okay, this is awkward. He's not even looking.
Yeah, thing is, I realized as I said it, I was like, oh no, I've really shot myself in the foot here because I'm looking in completely the wrong direction.
Yeah, you were just stood like this. Nice bass. I love what's going on. And I even tried to lead you. I was like, yes, like a painter knife and stuff. No, I mean what you built outside. It's nice. Yeah, oh, nice.
That's so stupid. Okay, that was I've realized as well, like halfway through, I was like, man, my perspective of this is so boring. It's just the same thing. It's by far the stupidest thing I've ever come up with. Well, that went incredibly smoothly, and I got a free elytra out of it. So let's get back to the base building, and the next stage is going to be placing the dirt across the top, and I am trying to think how I can do this overhang in a meaningful way. Hear me out here. I'm going to suggest something. I've got a few of these dripstone blocks, and then also I have some of this granite. And I think if that's on the underside of the dirt, it could look good. And if it doesn't look good, I can cut out this idea and nobody will know that I was actually stupid. Oh, my finger is hovering over B, which is the blade tool. This is one of those things that looks absolutely dreadful until it's done, and then I think it should turn out okay. Okay is a bit harsh. It should turn out beautiful. Seriously? You guys, again? Can you not see this? Is this not enough of a threat to you? Yeah, no, that genuinely looks super good. Okay, excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Just when you're underneath, you get a small glimpse that there's extra details that aren't immediately obvious from dead straight on. Very, very cool. So now I've extended this little overhang all the way across right to the end. So now we can start filling in all of the dirt. Bit of a progress update for you. I've now run the dirt all the way across the front here, and it looks a little bit flat. I think once there's grass on the top and maybe some packed mud. I think packed mud could help here. Yeah. What an incredible new block that is. What did we do before it? Was it like terracottas and things? Yeah, that probably makes sense. Anyway, I think before I start fiddling with all of that, I'm going to get some grass spread going. This feels so wrong. It's the only tool that I have that has silk touch right now. I think in my next Hermitcraft episode, I'm going to try and actually get good and actually get myself sorted with proper gear. It's funny, isn't it? Now that I've done so many Hermitcraft seasons, my priorities when it comes to actually getting the regular progression in Minecraft, like tool progression and things, aren't really there. All I want to do is just be as creative as possible and build cool things. Now just remember, this probably is going to look a little bit pants at this point in time. I'm going to make it perfectly flat because I want to leave as much room for creativity for building. I guess there will be some deviation in height as we go up this hill, but for the most part, it's just going to be completely boring. This is starting to feel like a proper thing now. I have ground to stand on. It does still feel like it's kind of a repeating pattern though. Like it almost feels like I've taken one texture and then just multiplied it 15 times over. How do I fix that? Do I make bigger, more macro adjustments when it comes to the grass and the dirt on the top? I don't know. I don't know what's flopping out of my mouth right now. But I think the added variation has improved things. I also have a bunch of leaves to add and some pointed dripstone that I can install. I think very occasionally doing things like this might work. Yeah, and then with the leaves as well, with the leaves too, it's good. This process is mildly painful, but after many hours of tweaking and fiddling, this thing is now all done, and it looks really, really nice. Like, you know, I struggle. I struggle with building sometimes, you know, but I've really enjoyed myself today. Like, it's been a full day to build what is effectively a wall with some dirt on top of it. But I have absolutely loved every second of the process, and I am chuffed to bits with the end result. I love the terracotta and then the little packed dirt in there as well. And there's little bits of coarse dirt too, so we get little differences in the dirt texture and things. I think it looks really nice. Like, seriously, as far as creatively inspiring builds go, this has honestly been one of my favorite things that I've worked on in Minecraft in a long time. And just imagining this thing with a bunch of little builds on top of it, and then another one of them with a bunch of little builds on top of it, and then a big old base on top, I think is a solid start. Am I a terraformer now? Right, let's catch back up with iskall because he's got something that he wants to show me.
This is a lectern and a bell. Does that feel familiar?
Oh. No. Wait a minute.
Oh yes.
I've just done a stupid task, and that was completely unprompted. What is this?
That was really good, actually. That might be a new mission in the brand new Hermit. Mission Possible. Yeah. Stop. Get. Stupid horse.
He stole your moment. You were just as you were saying it, he was like, oh.
Yeah. No, you get a random mission when you ring the bell.
Okay.
And you cannot opt out of it. And if you complete the mission, you put it back in this barrel, which recycles it in the system. And then you take a mission token. Mission tokens are very valuable. Very valuable.
So is this something... so you've just brought me to a place to introduce me to it and then say that I can't opt out of a mission if I right-click on the bell.
Exactly, and you have to click the bell.
Well, I'm in.
There it is. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Here it goes.
This is way fancier than Hermit Challenges back in the day. Invent a new word and say it multiple times in conversations with other hermits. If called out, convince them is an actual word that means ... Okay, that sounds like right up my street. I basically do that already. This is fantastic. This challenge was basically made for me.
I don't know what to think about this. So this is the only reused challenge. This was a thing that I did in Dare Stick last season with Rian, and he convinced people that there was an English ancient word called troublesome.
Troublesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. What on earth is my word going to be? Let me think about this. I almost want it to be something really normal, Because, like, originally I thought of words for, like, stupid. Like, I could call myself a bungaloid or something, and that sounds like an English word for stupidity. It turns out a bungaloid is actually a word. That's hilarious. Chuffly.